Traditional celebrity culture is dying, and some traditional celebrities are trying hard to fit into the new space, and it's coming off as cringy. It wasn't like this though. Once upon a time, celebrities wanted you to believe they were gods, and now they're trying to show you how human they are. This is
The Death of Traditional Celebrity Culture, Chapter 1.
When celebrities were gods.
There was a time when celebrities were supernatural beings. Think about Michael Jackson. He wasn't just a famous person. To most people, he was a god. Michael Jackson literally had bitches fainting without even saying a single thing. And the thing is, nobody really knew Michael Jackson like that. He was exclusive. No one knew what he ate. No one was constantly exposed to his life and endeavors. Even though he did interviews, no one knew him that much. The public knew their perception of him, not who he actually was. Sociologist Evan Goffman called this the difference between the front stage and the backstage. The front stage is where we act our public roles and follow social rules and or expectations, while the backstage is our private space to relax and drop the act. And the famous people at that time understood one thing: these two worlds should never, ever intersect. Maintaining these worlds and the individual's prestige is hard work. This is why any entity and or institution has something to make sure that this prestige is only accessible by certain people.
Chapter 2. The Gatekeepers.
Well, I was going to ask you, it just seems like, at least when I saw you in the studio, you were listening to a lot of Michael Jackson, a lot of Thriller, and a lot of interviews.
Most people might hate gatekeeping because they fail to understand that every culture or subculture needs it to thrive. Think about the influx of AI slaps on all platforms. If everybody has access to it, quality drops and the product becomes shitty. Celebrity culture was never just about talent. I mean, don't get me wrong, talent is a very necessary aspect of it, but solely crediting talent for this is extremely inaccurate. It was about gatekeeping. It was about who you knew and what you had access to. I mean, this is what many artists have been fighting the Grammys for, because the Grammy wins or nominations aren't solely based on who has the best music. That's a dream the media sells to kids on some Santa Claus is real type shit. This is why at some point, at its peak, Hollywood was sacred. Kids could look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and be like,
I can grow up to be like him too.
no you can't, and you probably won't. It's all rigged. And again, gatekeeping isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, after all, if everybody is famous, then fame is useless. And this gatekeeping would hold true and stay the norm until 1993.
By communications networks that would shrink the earth. Well, the global village has arrived, and its main street is called the Internet, where people from around the world do meet electronically to exchange.
Chapter 3.
The Internet breaks the gates.
At the time, the internet was still a new thing. Most people couldn't really use it and the graphics kinda sucked. But it was fascinating at the time. I mean, you know that thing that happens when you look at a game that came out like 10 years ago and at the time you thought it was realistic and now you're like, what the hell is this? Fast forward to early 2020s, the internet is global and a new phenomenon had emerged: doom scrolling. This didn't really start here, but at this point it was a big concern. The youth were addicted to social media. Companies started investing heavily on ads with the rise of social media addiction, essentially profiting off of the youth who didn't have nothing to do except watch cat videos all day. As more years passed, artists and influencers alike decided to capitalize on the growing demand of short-form content.
Bobby Althoff. That bitch will be the case study.
Even though she's practically irrelevant now, at some point Barbie had hip-hop by its balls. She used to sleep on her bed while interviewing famous people, and this unorthodox setup caught wind when she interviewed Drake. In 2023, Barbie had launched the Really Good podcast a few months earlier after building an audience through TikTok. A Drake interview then reportedly passed 10 million YouTube views and pushed her across the weird boundary between internet creator and celebrity. Some people didn't like that. Most notable veteran journalist Elliot Wilson criticized Drake for doing the interview with Althoff rather than speaking to established hip-hop media. TMZ explicitly framed the dispute as Drake versus hip-hop's gatekeepers. Elliot is a traditional journalist and felt insulted that a TikToker was taking his job. His question was, why did having an audience suddenly become more valuable than having institutional credentials? This was just more evidence that we are moving out of the traditional gate-kept culture and more into the internet culture, which was now practically dominating. With the amount of backlash Bobby received and a couple of other reasons, Bobby slowly faded into obscurity and irrelevance as artists started distancing themselves from the drama. And since Drake has a tendency of latching onto anything that's culturally relevant at whatever point in time, he understands what some people haven't really grasped yet, that the market has skewed over and now we're in the era of
Chapter 4.
The attention economy.
Every content creator, in a way, is engaging the capitalization on this new market one way or another. But they tend to be two extremes of this concept. One of them is what I like to call
You're a farmer.
Think about Playboi Carti, Ken Carson, and Kendrick Lamar. I mean, currently there's this discord on the beef between Kendrick and The Game. The Game said he would have signed Kendrick, but a song released by K-Dot a decade ago proved this was a lie. And Kendrick hasn't really said a word. The Oro Farmers managed to stay culturally relevant and their art moves conversations decades after certain songs and albums are released. Since most people don't have the artistic ability nor the lyrical prowess to do this, another form exists, the clip farmers. Since they lack the rare artistic prowess to cultivate aura, they often resort to clip farming and drama to stay in conversations. I mean, recently the PDF file most people know as ETP released a documentary, and in advertising that documentary, a lot of clips of him admitting to being one were circulating in the internet the past couple of days. In the current economic space, the attention market greatly rewards those who can clip farm and rage bait people. As long as they are getting engagement, the cost is a very small price to pay for some. And this rise in rage bait clip farming in the new age of the attention economy has given birth to
the new celebrities.
The new age of the attention economy has birthed a new version of the celebrity. Anyone with the ability to harness the power of the attention economy can benefit both socially and economically. And listen, even though the new celebrities became that using what we all have. I mean, take Ike Show Speed for example. He used something we all have, you know. And Mr. Beast used something we all have. But make no mistakes, these new age celebrities work twice as hard as the old celebrities. And the gatekeepers still exist now, and they often don't respect unorthodox celebrities even though they arguably have more social power and more impact than some of the traditional celebrities. They are seen more as influencers who got lucky by those who are still stuck in the traditional system. Ike Show Speed has taken streaming culture globally, visiting all African countries and assimilating into the culture. He has performed at the World Cup, and despite all his controversial rise, he has shown maturity and has evolved.
Iron out this bitch.
So where does this leave us? The era of the untouchable Hollywood god, the mysterious superstar who only appears under certain perfect curated spotlight is gone. And in this place we have an open battlefield where attention is the only currency that matters. The old gatekeepers are sitting in empty rooms wondering why their credentials don't hold weight anymore. They're mad at that the teenager streaming from his bedroom can pull more numbers than a legacy television network, or that a TikToker can pull an exclusive interview that seasoned journalists spent decades working for. But that's the reality of the new space. The wall between the front stage and the backstage has collapsed.
Even you can capitalize on this new age of celebrities. Good fucking luck.